What is up, everybody? I'm George Mossey. I'm here with my co-host, Heather C. So, Smothered has aired. This is season 4, episode 4. And first things first, before we jump in, Cher and Dawn, as well as Angelica and Soon-Hee, were not on this episode. So, we're going to have to wait and see what's going on. I know there's a lot of drama going on with Cher and Dawn and their in-laws, so I can't wait to catch up with them. So, I do want to talk about Christina and Cathy. So, there was an embarrassing conversation that came up during a closet organization. So first of all, Cathy was upset that Christina lied to her about the expansion because apparently this expansion has been in the works since they bought this new house. Cathy was just not aware. So she felt like it's unfair that she hid this from her, and she thought that their relationship was closer, that they could just be honest with each other. But the way that Cathy reacted to the situation is kind of why Christina didn't tell her in the first place. So I kind of understand where she was coming from. And then during that conversation, Christina made a huge mistake, and she said, Carlo and I don't have time for each other. We don't do anything together. That is code to Cathy for they are not having sex. So what has happened after that situation goes down in the books of the most awkward moment I think Christina's probably ever been in. So she sat in a room with all types of people from her friend group, including a man who sang at her wedding to discuss her marital issues and sex life. And I felt for her in this moment. Now, it's interesting because a lot of the daughters and mothers on this show, they don't have an issue talking about this type of stuff, especially Shay and Angie. This is completely normal conversation. But for Christina, she was actually embarrassed and didn't really know how to react because she felt like her mom didn't need to go there because her marriage is not in jeopardy.
I think that it was kind of crazy. It's almost like she had like a sex intervention. But I guess she wanted to make sure that, like, in her own way, like, that was like her way of helping. Like, like, let me see what I could do to try to give you reasons to reconnect, so you're not so stressed and you can, keep your marriage spicy and stuff. But it's like sometimes when people help you, especially with the wrong things, like, it makes things worse or more awkward. Like, maybe just saying, like, you know what, let me watch the kids so you guys can have a date night, or let me help you, put your stuff away or organize something for you, instead of like bringing in all these people from their friend group to, kind of like make it like I don't know if it was like embarrassing, but like a very uncomfortable situation. But I love their relationship that they have with each other, that, they can just, it's more like sisters than mother and daughter.
I feel like her intentions were very good. Cathy's intentions are good. She said, I didn't have kids to not be involved. So I know Cathy's intentions are good, but like you said, this was a lot. And, not having sex can be something of having 3 small children and a restaurant and moving into a new house. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's any problem with their connection and the love for each other and attraction. It could just be a time issue as well. Because, moving to a new home, having 3 kids that go to different schools and getting people up in the morning and getting to the restaurant and having parties at the restaurant with over 60 people, that is something that can make anyone drained and tired. So I don't think that Christina is in that type of situation where she needed a sex intervention that she got. So I hope that she can get through this and still be able to face her friends with a straight face after this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny though, but not like, I feel for her in this situation, but like you said, her mom did mean well. And she's Italian, and Italian people love their families and they love hard, and sometimes they insert themselves in situations that they don't necessarily need to. So I get it. I'm Italian. My family's the same way. So you just get it. Everybody knows your business.
So speaking of knowing your business, I want to talk about Lauren, Lisa, and Lorelai. So there was a Sunday dinner conversation that happened that kind of took everybody by surprise. So we know that Lauren is 7 months pregnant, and it took them 3 years to get pregnant with their baby Reagan. And Lorelai drops this huge bomb during dinner that she wants to start trying to get pregnant within the next month. Now, that's a big deal because the first thing that came to my mind, other than the fact that she didn't discuss this with anyone, was having two babies at the same time just seems crazy. And I know she's putting into consideration it could take time to get pregnant because it did take Lauren 3 years to get pregnant. But what if the world is on your side and it's a very fast thing and you have two tiny babies in the house at the same time? That boggled me because I was like, I don't know any woman who wants to have two babies at the same time. I know it's a gift from God, and a baby is something that you love. But when would you sleep?
See, I think that it boils down to a time restraint, because even she had said, my clock is ticking, I'm
Right.
running out of time, because even though a woman can conceive, there's still a lot of risk involved. And especially the older the woman gets, the more risk that's behind for not only herself, but her baby. So I don't think that it's so much like, let me spring this on them. Let's have two newborns at the same time. It's more so like, this is what I want, with my life. I want to make this happen before it's not able to ever happen.
Okay.
So I think that because of the time and how long the whole process takes and how long they decided to wait to have kids, it's just kind of like, let's just do it to secure our spot to make sure this happens. Because I mean, there's always adoption, there's always fostering, there's always that. But it's like, if you want to have that baby yourself, sometimes your body knows and you just know. So I get like why she sprung it on them when she did, because it's like sometimes she's put in this predicament where she's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with them. Because especially, with the relationship, that they share with, her mom and everything, and how she always feels like the outcast and everything. And it's like, she probably just like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off, and I'm just going to tell them everybody's here at once. I don't have to keep repeating it. And, just lay it on the line. It is what it is. So, I mean, should she probably have waited and talked, it one-on-one? Probably. Probably just to like, so she's not like so caught off guard. But you know what? People handle things differently and they do things differently. And if that's the method that worked for her to be able to deal with it and get everything out there, then so be it,
Yeah. And I think that they've had these conversations because Lauren said that they do want two children. And I think Lisa's main thing was too, it's just the timing. Like, no one is against having another baby. Everyone loves the idea. It's the timing. And that was the first thing that caught my attention too. I was like, oh, wow, she's still pregnant. It's a possibility they could be pregnant at the same time and they have two tiny babies. But like you said, when it comes to timing, sometimes the timing is just when you have to do it and you can't wait. So I want them to have that second baby. They both want it. Lisa wants it. Kenny wants the baby. Everyone is on board. They're just worried about the situation that it could cause, having her pregnant right after Lauren is given birth and having two babies. But we all know that Lisa will be right there, so I know that the support will be there. So I'm just hoping that they don't shoot Lorelai down like they've done with the baby shower games and with all of the responsibilities she wants to take on. Don't shoot her down, and I hope they give her that chance to do this.
Is the mom going to get involved with this too and try to conduct the pregnancy on both sides? Like, I don't know. I just, if they want to like comment below and let us know, or if anybody else knows, I don't know. They have such a great, unique story, and I just love to hear more about it.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because I heard Lorelai say on the show that she feels that she would have more power and control over this pregnancy, and she would feel
Yeah.
have more say. And I'm wondering, because like you're saying, I'm wondering if it will change the dynamic in the situation. Because like Lisa it's her daughter who's carrying the baby, so she feels already that connection. So like you said, is anything going to be different, or is this just going to be another one of her beautiful grandbabies, and she's going to take on the exact same role? I would love to know that as well.
it just seems like a lot of competition being
Yeah.
made, and not like rudely outcasting, but like making people feel left out,
Mm.
outcasting. And it's like, especially, with being pregnant, hormones are crazy. So you want that support. You don't want them to think that people are going to dictate everything that you do. So, like I said, they have a really great story, and I would love to see the rest of their journey because I'm interested in seeing how all this will pan out.
All right, guys, that's it for part one. We're going to come back with part two and talk about the new mother and daughter that we just met on this episode. And there's a lot to cover, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Heather C. Make sure you're live tuning with us every Monday night for Smothered. We'll talk to you all really soon.